What's good, YouTube? This is Mr. Purple Zero back with another video. And yes, that was the game I needed to see. That's the kind of game I need to see from the Clippers and Brooklyn. Takeaways, what I take away from it. First of all, that was a good game from the top to bottom. I'm talking about from start to finish, first quarter to fourth quarter. That's the kind of game we expect to see in the playoffs going further. Now, when you look back and you think about it, Kyrie was right. Basically, this Brooklyn Nets team, no matter how they finish, whether it be first place, third place, eighth place, I think this team is going to be in the finals, just looking at it. Because, yes, we talked about defense with this Brooklyn Nets team, that they lack defense. I know they just signed Shumpert, Shumpert coming back, but he ain't played today. But they lack defense, but this is probably one of the best offensives of all time in terms of star power. So it's like with Kyrie and Harden and Durant, you are a prisoner to their basketball game. You're a prisoner to this offense because basically what beat the Clippers tonight was efficiency. That's it. Nothing else. If you look down the stat sheet, I'm talking about from fouls. You can talk about the turnovers, but actually the Nets had 16 turnovers and the Clippers had about 8. So we can't even go down that route in terms of turnovers. But in terms of rebounds, free throws, fouls, whatever you want to look, three-point shooting, the one thing that stands out and that took away for the Brooklyn Nets was efficiency. They were the more efficient team. Now, mind you, the Clippers are a good defensive team. So you say, what happened to the defense? What you're looking at with the defense, they was a fourth-ranked team defense. What you're looking at with the Brooklyn Nets is basically the best offense in the league, period. We're not talking about the stats, because if we look at it the stat-wise, some other team's going to jump out or whatever. This Brooklyn Nets right now in the NBA is the best offensive team in the league, and you're at their mercy. Basically, my assumption is the only way to deal with this team is to put their big three, not even their big three. It's really a big four, because I like to count Joe Harris. Joe Harris is a problem, too. You can't even try to equate him out of the game plan. You have to game plan for Joe Harris because he's there. He's on deck. That's 20 points a game, easily. He's getting easy buckets because of who he's playing with. Mind you, he would still have these kind of points, but not like this. But looking at it, looking at this team, you're at their mercy. There's not much you can do if Durant is hitting every shot. If Kyrie's coming down, pulling up a three in your damn face, what are you supposed to do? You see, Paul George got the clamps. Kawhi got the clamps, even though he got shifted by Kyrie. But you got to look at it like this. They can only have but so much clamps. The way I said, you have to put them in foul trouble. You got to somehow get Durant, Kyrie, Harden. You got to make Harden, and you got to get him in foul trouble because he's coming down, and the game is so easy for him. Look, Harden can score. We know that. He's prime time. He knows he can score. But he's coming down, and he's surveying the court because he knows he can score. At any point in time, he knows he can get his 30 points, get to the line, draw fouls. So when you come down now, he's a facilitator. He's really running the offense. He's completely taking it over at point guard. Kyrie is completely taking it over at shooting guard. He's a shooting guard. He's out there. You can see he's having mad fun because he can come down, dipsy doodah, hit you with a crossover and put up in your face with no issue. And it's no issue because they're hitting shots. Durant is knocking down shots. Kyrie's knocking down shots. Harden's getting to the line. He's hitting shots. They got Jeff Green hitting threes like it was nothing. He was out there missing before with Houston. We saw him already. But they got Jeff Green out there working. They rewinded the clock on DeAndre Jordan. They damn near rewinded the clock because he's playing with Harden. Look, he did it with Capella. He did it with Dwight for a little bit, even though Dwight didn't stay through. Harden will make any center flourish. Old, young, new. That's why when they had Jared Allen was a problem. But Harden will make any center flourish. Looking at this game and looking at the big picture, the only way I see around it beating the Brooklyn Nets in a 7-game series, because, at any given night, like we saw with the Cavs, they thrashed them twice. That's going to happen. Might happen with the Hornets, might happen with any team. That's why regular season is regular season. But when we get these kind of matchups, these primetime matchups, these are the ones we got to pay attention to. Because you're not going to see the Cavs and the Brooklyn Nets in a freaking playoff matchup. You're not going to see that. You might highly see Clippers versus Nets, or Lakers versus Nets, or Phoenix, vice versa. That's the matchups you're going to see. And when I look at the East, you got Philly there. I don't believe them. You got Toronto. I don't believe them this year. The Magic, they were up in, I'm not even talking about the Magic. We're not even going to discuss a team like that. We're only discussing the top tier dogs. Now, I want to believe in the Celtics. I want to believe in Tatum and Jaylen Brown and that mob over there, but I just don't know. I don't see it. I honestly can't see because this team is too efficient. When you shoot 57%, excuse me, when you shoot 57, yo, this is crazy. When you shoot 57%, what are you supposed to do with that? What is the other team supposed to do that? It's almost like they got to match points. And that's what was happening a lot with the Clippers. They were coming down, and just because KD splashed three, well, I saw Kyrie splash three in your face, that doesn't mean you come back down and shoot a three. You have to still play within your offense. Because if you fall victim to the way they play, you're going to get blown out. Plain and simple, you're going to get blown out. Harden is too good. Kyrie's too good. Durant is way too good. Durant is probably the biggest problem in the league. By far, the biggest problem, because I've never seen a guy that tall. I'm talking about 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet, whatever you want to call him. He's damn near 7 foot if he's not. I've never seen a guy that tall with such a skillful handle and such a beautiful jump shot at that height. At damn near 7 foot tall, being able to cross you like that and shoot right over the top of you. It doesn't matter who's in front of him. 1 through 5, name it. Don't matter. You're getting Jay right in your face. But the way I see it, it's going to go down to either Clippers, because I still believe in the Clippers. Paul George was out there wilding out. Kawhi Leonard was out there wilding out. I still believe in the Clippers. Batum was out there wilding out. Batum had a nice little 20-point game. You don't get that from Batum, but you will get that from Batum because of the way the system is set up. He's going to be open a lot of those corner threes. He's got to knock down shots too. Lou Will's got to come off the bench and drop 20-something points. But this is when you're playing against this Brooklyn team, because the Clippers are fine. You saw the way the game goes today. If they would have played in a 7-game series, it would be beautiful. The Clippers are still fine, but you're going against an offensive juggernaut. And that's the Brooklyn Nets. They're an offensive juggernaut. So it's really a problem stopping them. They have to stop themselves. That's the problem. KD's got to stop himself, because nobody can stop KD. Kyrie, in a sense, got to stop himself. He was in there with spin action, crossovers. Like, he got the package. He has a full bag of moves. It's very easy for them to score. It's like this, like butter. They out there scoring like butter. They could be down 15, 20 points. It don't matter because they can score like butter. So what you got to do is put them in foul trouble. You got to keep Harden from playing. Definitely keep Durant from playing. I'd rather deal with 2 than 3. And I'd rather keep them in that pressure mode, knowing that, look, oh, I got to chill. If you got Harden in a spot where he's like, oh, I can't even play aggressively, because I'll give Harden credit. There's a time he D'd up Kawhi Leonard. Y'all saw the game. Y'all saw the footage. Kawhi was in his back to the basket mode trying to post him up. He couldn't move him. They was talking about Harden so strong. That ain't strength. Harden weighed about 300 pounds. We already saw that he put on 40 pounds due to the COVID and eating Chinese food. So Harden has got a lot of weight to him. You're not moving that so easily. You're not backing down Harden like that. Kawhi Leonard is strong. He's an ox. We know that. But James Harden got weight on him. You can see the weight is there. He got some muscle. I'm not calling him weak, but he's got weight on him. So you're not just backing him down like that. And he had a good defensive play. But a guy like Harden, I want him in foul trouble. You got to keep going at them. And it's not by jump shots. To me, jump shots is bailing out the Brooklyn Nets. It doesn't matter if you're hitting them. If you're hitting your jump shots, you stay in the game. But to me, that bails them out. You got to attack that paint. And I saw it. They both had about 40-something points in the paint. But you got to be aggressive. And I'm talking about aggressively getting Kyrie, Harden, and Durant in foul trouble. That's the only way I see it. Excuse me, that's just the only way I see it. They're just too good offensively. I don't even think Steve Nash was calling plays after a while. It was like Harden's coming down, Kyrie's coming down, dipsy doodah, and just drill shots. That's it. They was just not missing no shots. They wasn't missing no shots. If the Brooklyn Nets ain't missing shots, ain't much you can do. And at the same time, the Clippers still could have won the game because they're good too. They were still offensively making shots, and they're still a defensively good team. But playoff-wise, it's gonna be popping. I don't know who's really gonna contend with Brooklyn come the playoffs, because you gotta beat them in a 7-game series. It's one thing to go out on a Monday, Tuesday night and play Brooklyn, get lucky, get hot, and beat them. Okay, they playing down to their opponent, but you see what happens when they play up to their opponent, like the Clippers. We gotta see how they go against the Clippers, Lakers, all teams against 500, playoff teams, teams that matter, not no bozo teams that have no chance. So yes, Cleveland beat them twice, but it really don't mean nothing. We was just laughing at that. It's jokes. Y'all lost to Cleveland, ha ha. But in the grand scheme of things, we know going forward, Brooklyn is a problem.